Hello. Good afternoon. It's 11:20. I am on an island. I'm in Mojo do São Paulo filming. Okay, so I wanted to update you guys a little bit on what's happening in my life, but I don't even know how to talk about myself. So we're doing a Q&A. Are you and Kiana going to reunite and fall in love with another country? I miss y'all so much. Yes, we're going to reunite sometime soon. And it's gonna be awesome. I really miss her. It's been, I don't know, 6 months since we've lived together. Things just ain't right when she's not around. What's something you had to unlearn? Ooh, there's a number of things. I think the biggest thing that I had to unlearn is something that I feel like is so common, but just feeling like you have no time. I felt like that a lot of times, like whatever I needed to do, it needed to be like done quickly, or I need to get good at it quickly. But life just isn't like that, and you can't rush something that's quality. And if you get caught up comparing yourself to other people, these 21-year-olds who are so rich, or I hope y'all can't hear that kid crying. You get caught up in like just the grind and being young and rich and blah blah blah. That's so unrealistic. And a lot of these people who are showing off all this wealth, blah blah blah, that ain't their money, first of all. Or they don't really have it. Or they do, but A, B, and C. Like, you just don't know what's behind the curtain. So you just gotta leave that kind of stuff out of your life. You don't want to create just a difficult environment up here. You gotta keep it clear. Yeah, that was one of the biggest things I had to unlearn is like, I have time. I can take my time doing things. My pace is a good pace as long as, I'm improving. There's this word in Spanish called luchando. As long as I'm luchando as much as I can. I love that word. But as long as I'm trying as much as I can, that's good enough. And, if I ever start to feel like pressure or what I'm doing isn't good enough, I'm not good enough, I need to, take a step back, have a chat with myself, figure out why I feel that way. I think a lot of the times it has to do with me internalizing what other people are doing, and feel like, oh, well, they're trying so hard, they're pushing so hard, I must be lazy or something like that. But that what someone else is doing has nothing to do with me. So I guess underneath that, I would say comparison would have to be the biggest thing that I had to unlearn. Okay, y'all, I'm sitting here editing this, and this is the crazy thing about like journeys of self-discoveries, is that you're constantly discovering new things. And don't take that as a sign not to go on a self-discovery journey. Take it as a sign to go on your self-discovery journey, because every time you just shed a little bit more. And I'm just so proud of me working on me and the progress that I've made. I came here to say that I actually want to correct this answer. I think the biggest lesson that I've been learning lately is overcoming my inner critic, because wow, she's so mean. And I have had experiences where my inner critic has spoken to other people, and I'm like, wow, that really just came out of me, and that's embarrassing. But yeah, a lot of these things that I was even talking about, just feeling like you have no time, feeling like comparison, like those were pressures that I was feeling and like hearing in my head from my internal critic. So yeah. Anyway, back to the video. Favorite books right now. There's this one book that I have barely read in Portuguese, but it's so freaking pretty. I am obsessed with it. I mean, it's just so beautiful. I feel like whenever I'm learning a new language, I always gravitate towards poetry first because it's very visual. And I'm not reading anything else, honestly, because I'm just traveling so much. Carrying books, carrying anything extra is such a hassle. If there was more book-shares around here, like if I was traveling in Europe, I would probably be reading more books. But y'all, I'm doing a lot. Okay, I'm learning a new language. I'm dancing. I'm filming. I'm doing photos. Where are you going to next? I don't know. I'm trying to focus on here right now. I'm thinking of going to other parts of Brazil. But I am interested in going to Africa. Africa or Italy. That definitely feels like the next thing that I want to do. Yeah, Italy or Africa, something like that. very interested. How long have you been in Brazil? I've been here for about a month. So, yeah. Favorite pastime at the moment, going out and dancing, for sure. Going out and dancing, going to the beach. I've been trying to cook Brazilian food. I honestly don't have that much extra time, but when I do have it, that's what I like to do. How many tattoos do you have? I think I have 10. Let me count real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 tattoos. How do you keep discipline while saving money for these trips? It's not really a discipline for me. The way that I live while traveling is how I live anyway. Like, wherever I am, I'm always doing the same. I don't like to spend a lot of money on restaurants. I secondhand shop all my clothes, so I'm never buying firsthand, which makes things a lot cheaper for me. I don't feel pressure to keep up in trends. New phone, new camera. I just, I work with what I have and just go from there. Oh, I also am not afraid to take a bus or a boat or, things like that. And I don't fly first class. Things like that make what you want to do more achievable. Safety tips for young female travelers. Find other female solo travelers. If you can find other female solo travelers. Okay, I don't know if you caught on, but I had been trying to talk and film this Q&A. I let everybody in the house know that I was filming and woke up slightly earlier than everyone so I could film this video, and they all woke up while I was filming and were screaming, like literally screaming in the background while I was filming. And I was like, guys, can you please not scream? Like, there's nowhere for me to go. And yeah, if I seemed like I was getting annoyed, I really was. I was pissed off at this point because I had said multiple times please don't scream. And so I'm just gonna turn the volume on for my camera so you can hear what I was hearing, because what you guys are hearing is what my phone grabbed. Thankfully it didn't get too much background noise, but yeah, I was mad. You can let me move. They will not shut up. Okay, the only reason I'm even sharing this part is because, one, transparency. I think it's important to share more sides of what it's like being as a creator, and it's not always glamorous. There are people who ignore you when you ask them just not to scream when you're filming. But also as a woman, when you're traveling by yourself, you're in a group, sometimes it can be really intimidating to stand up for yourself. So yeah, I asked multiple times not for them to talk. I kept doing it, and I didn't back down when they were just acting like I was trying to be a perfectionist and this was a professional set. All I asked them was not to scream. Yeah, don't let people step on you if they're not listening. So yeah, this is not to hate on anybody or to point fingers. I just think it's important to share every side of things, and I'm not even mad at anyone. I'm not mad. Sometimes people don't realize how important something is to you or whatever. All that being said, I get a lot of people asking me about how I get the guts to do A, B, and C, and it's just a matter of practice. And this was me I'm gonna film this video, I'm doing this right now, and I just kept filming somewhere else. So yeah, maybe that helps somebody. Safety tips for young female traveler. Definitely find other female women. Find some sort of group and get into a good group as fast as you can. When you're alone, it can just make you more vulnerable. So me, for example, I was dancing. I was in different classes every day, meeting different women. I was dancing on the street. If someone talked to me, I'd be like, hey, let's hang out, let's be friends. I stayed in a hostel and I met other women. Just find other people basically as soon as you get there. Don't be afraid to mingle, get out into a crowd, create a group. What about your life do you never want to change? The flow. I love just how things flow one into the other. Not always. Definitely always want to be in flux, improving, learning something new. And I want to continue to have a sense of gratitude for everything I'm doing. That would be something I would never want to change. But everything changes. So there's nothing that I'm I have to hold on to it. You know, there might come a point in my life where I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. The idea of traveling repulses me. And if I get to that point, I am going to, you know, respect my own wishes. And that is what life brings you sometimes. Whatever new changes, new chapters come, I want to take them on. What's something you wish others knew about you? I guess I wish I was better at like showing who I am. I think on camera and just on video, I'm not always the best at showing who I am, and like I don't know. I wish I was just better at capturing myself, because I'd be so in the moment. How did you learn to Samba? Help a Brazilian follow that can dance. Girl, TikTok. So I first learned on TikTok. I would watch videos. I went on such a deep dive to find videos of Samba. I got like a good little basic down. Went to Oakland, and I was living in Oakland for 3 months. And while I was there, I was in a group called Samba Funk, and they're the only like Afro-Brazilian like Salvador style of samba and just dance. And so I really tried to hone my skills over there, and yeah, a mix of that. You know, there were a few dancers specifically who I was like, please, do you have an extra day, like please teach me. I really tried to find any way that I could to just improve my samba. I took a handful of classes in LA, but not really. I think I only took 3 classes when I was in LA. And I also took West African dance. So learning like Afro-Brazilian styles here, traditional Orisha dances, West African style dance from Senegal, those things all collectively helped create, I think, a stronger dancer in me. So, yeah, I just invested a lot of time in it. But I think anybody can dance. It's just a matter of, you know, picking something you love and really committing to wanting to do it. ¿Qué país te gustaría visitar? África. Primero quiero visitar África, especialmente después que yo venía acá. Yo quería, porque se tiene tanto influencia de África, ya quiero conocer cómo es África y los diferentes partes, porque literal África es gigante. Y se tiene algunas partes en específico que quiero conocer, como Angola, Senegal y Kenia, especialmente por el baile. Pero África, por supuesto, porque siento que estaba visitando muchas partes de Europa. Hay muchas acá en las Américas que yo quiero conocer. Chile y Argentina, porque yo venía acá y se tiene muchísimas personas de Argentina, entonces quiero ver cómo está su país también. Any tips for someone that wants to live a lifestyle like yours? How to make more money while traveling? Thank you. Guys, I'm gonna be real transparent with you. I don't make that much money traveling. Like, it'd be kind of reckless the way I travel. I would say get some sort of remote job first and get some sort of security. And if you are not going to do that, have a trade. I know a few people who travel like that. If you have a trade, you'll be okay. So, you know, you can dance, you can personal train, you can cook, you can braid hair. Have something that is marketable or that's sellable and that can get you around, you know. All you need is somewhere to sleep, something to eat, and, you know, how to get to wherever you're trying to go, whether that's dance classes or to the beach or to parties, you know. That's all you need money for. And if you keep it that simple, it won't get too complicated too quickly. Oh my gosh, there's bugs on me. I don't really know if I'd recommend the way that I do things to other people, because it's so in flux. Like, one day I was sleeping on a couch, the other day I was sleeping in a bed, the next day, like, I could feel the wood under my bed. It's like things like that. If you want travel like I'm traveling, you got to be able to take it for what it is. If not, you know, create comfort first, then go out into the world and explore. I was just not patient enough or cared to wait. I was like, I want to do it now. I want to travel now. And so that's why, you know, I'm here now. But for example, like this island, this was not a part of the plan. Somebody was like, hey, you want to come to an island? I was like, yes, I do. And now I'm here in this giant house. It was just a thing that was in flux. And sometimes that's how my life is. Understand that there are levels to this. It's not all just, oh, I want to go out. I'm having, like, you know, there's good, there's bad, there's difficult parts. And, yeah, it just is like part of the journey is surrendering and also being able to flow with whatever's coming your way. And remember, like, have a good time. Something that I learned through dance is if you don't want to do it anymore, stop dancing. Like, if you don't like the song, if you don't like the choreo, don't do it. And so I've kind of taken that into the rest of my life. Like, the minute I'm not having fun anymore, stop. That's simple. How would you describe your life in 3 words at this moment? Ooh. Sunny, reflective, and adventurous. Okay, I want to know how you learned Portuguese and Samba. Any tips of leaving our country and discovering another one? Pick something you're passionate about. I've been wanting to go to Brazil since, I don't know, since I was like 16, 17, but I did not have the balls to go. I was like, it's dangerous, it's a big place, I don't speak Portuguese. Like, it was just way too intimidating for me to even fathom. So I was like, maybe I'll go to Portugal. Like, I just, you know, as a compromise, it was just too big of an idea. But once I went to Colombia, I was like, oh, I could do Brazil. Like, I could do it. And I was just like, I'm gonna do it. I'm choosing it. I want it. And I came. Especially, and you know, nobody really wanted to come with me at the time. That was actually, I think, better for me because I needed some time to be alone and have some self-discovery and, you know, really figure out what I was gonna do, you know, how to be by myself. So I'm actually really grateful that I had this time to be alone and, you know, bumping around in this world trying to figure things out. Portuguese. I lean a lot on Spanish. So since I already speak Spanish, sometimes I can speak full Spanish and people understand me. Sometimes it's Portuñol. And sometimes it's English. I just speak all 3. I lean as much as I can on what I know. And the minute I got here, I was like, I'm going to try and speak Portuguese. Every word that I knew, I used right away. And the most important thing, I think, with language is just speaking. And also, people are very friendly here, just like they were friendly in Colombia. You just go up to somebody and start speaking Portuguese. And, you know, or like the little few words, you know, somebody would be like, great, someone's trying to learn my language. That's so cool. You know, let me help them out. And just like that, I started learning. I would say if you want to leave the country, start by traveling to other states first. You know, I traveled to other places where I had family. I went to Hawaii, Washington, like things like that first, and then trips with my family, started doing more things on my own, branching out. I would say go to places that you're already curious about, make your own trips, and from there you can start to make bigger plans, make bigger jumps, but take small steps. Or if you're crazy like me, just move to Colombia with your best friend. Would love to know how you got started traveling and how you manage your travel expenses. Traveling has low-key always been a part of my life. I think I went to Canada when I was like under 5, like in my little infant stages, which, by the way, I want to return. I remember that forest just being so beautiful. And yeah, it's always been like a part of my life. My family would tell me, my parents would tell me stories of when they would travel. My mom would tell me about Italy. My dad would tell me about Mexico. So I always wanted to explore, and when I finally did start exploring, I was like, this is something I could do. Especially because I didn't like LA. So it didn't take much convincing for me to leave it. Managing expenses, I would just say learn how to have fun for free, and then you can choose to pay for the other things that you feel are really worth investing in. Just walk around or buy groceries. Like, what I do is I walk around, buy groceries, talk to local people, go to the beach, look at like Instagram and stuff for local free events. Once I kind of have like a feeling of what's going on, I'm like, okay, I want to do this. Or like, okay, yes, I do want to spend X amount of dollars for this class. Yes, I do want to spend X amount of dollars to go to this place. You just decide when, but that's the thing is, I be taking my time when I'm traveling. So I had a month here, and now I'm like, okay, I know what kind of things I would want to spend money on. If you have time, you can do it that way. If you don't, do that kind of stuff ahead of time. Before you even leave, your house, you're like, okay, this is the kind of stuff that they have for free. This is the kind of stuff that they have that costs money. Check out the free stuff first. Then once you're there, you're like, okay, I don't need to spend money on this event. But if you get there and you're like, okay, I want to see something else. Give me something good. Then you can start spending money. So yeah, you just kind of control your urges to spend money. Planning far in advance always really helps. That being said, I don't always do that. Taking things like buses and trains saves you a lot of money. If you can stay with friends, stay in hostels, get just a room, not a place. Like, things like that will really help you to save money. Also, when I'm traveling, I used to just leave my clothes places. Try maybe selling those clothes that you don't want, that is still good, but like not convenient to travel with. Or, say somebody likes your waist beads. Have beads on you, and you're like, oh, I'll make you these beads. That'll be like 10 reais. That's not a lot of money at all, especially like for people who live here. That's not a lot of money, but with that 10 reais, like, you can get yourself a snack. You just save some money. Okay. Hi, how are you? Are you going to move back to Colombia with Kiana? Kisses from France. Girl, I'm trying to see you. Where are you? Are you in the south of France? Because I'm trying to go to the south. I'm trying to get to them beaches. I don't think we're going to move back to Colombia. I think we're going to move to some other places. I do want to go back to Colombia. I am going to go back, actually. But it's just a matter of when. Don't worry, okay? If you're shipping me and Kiana, I have great news for you. But in Colombia, I really want to go to Choco. That's like top of the list. When you guys were asking me where I wanted to go next, should have said that. Choco. Top of list. Also really want to go to the Amazons. I saw this movie on Netflix called The Green Frontier. I'm obsessed with that show, bruh. The ending, 3 out of 10. But the scenes where they were in this little town and they were speaking Spanish and Portuguese and a little bit of the indigenous language from the Amazons, and the fact that they had actors who were actually indigenous and from the Amazons speaking their native tongue, I just ate it up. So good. Love that show. And it really made me want to go to the Amazons because it was on the border of so many towns. They had reais and they had pesos. I also have a friend who's from the Amazons. She is so nice. She's the best. She told me that she's telling me about acai and like her town, and I really want to go. And then from Brazil, I can hop over right to like Colombia, see the Colombian side of the Amazons. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm happy to be back, man. It's good to be back. I have so much to share. I feel so good right now just about life. I feel like things are really going in such a beautiful direction. I'm so grateful for life. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope if you watch this video, maybe it helped you feel, like traveling is more achievable for you, or you feel good about yourself, because that's really what I want you to feel when you watch my videos. Just good. I used to watch Atomi's videos, and always that was my favorite thing about her videos, and something that was like the main reason I was gravitating towards her channel is because I would finish a video and just feel like good. So I really hope that I can do that for somebody else, because that is one of my favorite things about YouTube. It's just that connection that you can get through the screen. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Beijo.